Hey guys, today we're going to be proving triangle congruence using side, side, side. So we have a little bit of an investigation here. Given three line segments, how many different triangles can you make? Trace the following three line segments onto three narrow pieces of paper. Then overlap them so that the endpoints overlap and the segments form a triangle. Glue your pieces down in the box. Then compare your triangle with another student's. Are your triangles congruent? So what I want you to do is trace these three segments on three different sheets of paper and then put the endpoints together to form a triangle and then glue it down here or trace it here. So I'm going to do my best to take these pieces and rotate them in order to make a triangle. So just put your end pieces together as best you can to make a triangle. So let me work on that here. So I finally got my endpoints to match up to make a triangle. So we have three different sides that are all different lengths. So if three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of a second triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So in class, our triangles might have looked different, but if we compare the sides of our triangles, all of us should have used these three segments to create our triangles. So if we all use the same three segments to create a triangle, then all of our segments have the same length, and therefore our triangles are going to be congruent. Now let's make some triangle congruency statements using side, side, side. So we're given two triangles here, and remember, for side, 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 if three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of a second triangle, then I know these two triangles are congruent. So we can tell by these little marks here. So RV is congruent to KF, and then VT is going to be congruent to FB, and then BK is congruent to TR. So the order in which you name the triangle matters because you want the corresponding sides to match up. So if I say that triangle TRV is congruent to this second triangle, how would I name this second triangle? It would be triangle BKF. And here's why. Remember, corresponding segments are listed in order based upon the variables. So if TR would be here, and because this segment is listed first, then this segment also needs to come first in that same order. So TR is congruent to BK, which is here, and then the next segment, RV, is congruent to KF, so RV, KF. So you want to make sure that you have corresponding sides when you're naming your triangles. Let's take a look at letter B. We have two triangles, and one looks like it's a little bit rotated, so getting the order of the vertices is definitely going to matter here. So let's label the first triangle as triangle JWN. So I'm starting at J and going towards W, and then going from W to N. So if I'm starting at J and going towards W, I'm going towards the side that has the two little tick marks. So that means that I'm going to start at Q and go towards R because I'm going to go towards the side that has the two tick marks. So that means QR is going to be congruent to JW. And then I'm just going to continue my arrows around. That means that RC is going to be congruent to WN. So if I named the first triangle JWN, how would you name the second triangle? It would be named QRC, so you just follow the order around. Let's take a look at letter C. This triangle on the left-hand side just looks like it was reflected over, and they are sharing a common side right here. So if I'm trying to name the triangle, let's say I'm going to start in this bottom corner and go towards F. So that means I would have triangle X, F, and then I would go down towards the M. That would be congruent to this triangle, which I have to get the vertices in the right order. So if I started down at the corner and went to the top, then that means you're going to start at P and go towards F. So starting at P, going towards F, that means that it would be triangle P, F, M, because you would want to go down this way. Drawing the arrows like we do here really do help you keep the order in which you're naming the figures consistent. Let's look at letter D. We have two triangles that look like they're put together to form a rectangle, and then they share a common side. So let's take a look at this first triangle. I'm going to name it triangle HWL. So I'm starting at H, going towards W, and then going towards L. Because I'm starting at this vertice and going toward the side that has the 2 marks, I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to start down at L and go towards the side that has the 2 marks. So you're going to be going in this direction. How would you name the second triangle? It would be LGH. So starting at L, going towards G, and then continuing this pattern around G to H. Next, we're going to prove that two triangles are congruent using the side triangle congruency postulate. So we're given that segment AB is congruent to segment CB. So it would definitely be a good idea to mark those in the diagram. So I'm going to mark those in red. AB is congruent to CB. And then you have AD is congruent to CD. And we also want to make sure that we write these down as our first two statements in our proof. So to prove that the triangles are congruent by side, we have to prove that this shared side in the middle is the same length. And it's kind of obvious. If the two triangles share a side, then it's going to be the exact same on both triangles. And this is the reflexive property. So if we have segment BD, that's going to be congruent to segment DB. So now that we've proven that all of the three sides are congruent, we can state that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD by the side triangle congruency postulate. Let's take a look at this next example. So this is going to be midpoint in a triangle. We're given that H is the midpoint of FR. So here's H, it's the midpoint of FR. We're going to prove that triangle FGH, so FGH is congruent to RKH. First, we have to write our given statements, and I'm going to go ahead and go with what the diagram is telling us. So there's a mark here and a mark here. So I know that segment FG is congruent to segment RK. And if you guys are ever confused about the order to write these, just look at what you're trying to prove. It goes F to G and then R to K. So that means that I have these in the right order. And then next we're going to do the ones with the 2 marks. So I have segment GH, and that's going to be congruent to segment KH. And again, you can always check the order, G to H, K to H when going middle to last, so you know that these are going to be in the right order. The last piece of given information is that H is the midpoint of FR. And if you remember back from Unit 1, when you have definition of the midpoint, if you have something in the middle, it's going to cut this segment exactly in half. So that means that FH is going to be congruent to RH. So segment FH is congruent to segment RH, and that's just the definition of midpoint. So now that we've proven that all three sides are congruent, we can say that triangle FGH is congruent to triangle RKH by side, side, side triangle congruency postulate.